Hello and welcome to the course of R programming language. My name is Atif and I'm a data analyst by profession, and my age is around 150 years. So don't go by my face. I might look young, but I'm not. Mahatma Gandhi was my classmate. Anyways, jokes apart, I'll be teaching. Rather, I would say that we will be learning throughout the session. And this session, particularly this session, is an introductory class. I want to make you aware that I have designed this entire course in such a way that even if you are not aware of any programming language, even if you have never been familiar with any programming language, you can learn, and trust me, it is not difficult to learn any programming language, not just any programming language you can learn if you have a determination to learn, if you have a willingness to learn. Just you need to spare at least half an hour after the session and keep practicing at least half an hour on a daily basis. And it is rightly said that practice makes man / woman / trans and anyone. If you will not practice, you are not going to be perfect. And I'm pretty much sure that by the end of this course, you'll be very much you'll become a pro. I'm sure you'll become pro in analyzing data with R. So in this introductory class, what we are going to learn what data analysis is in a brief, what data analysis is and why it is important to analyze data, why the data is increasing day by day, what is R, how to download it, how to use the interface of R, and then we'll learn some basic operations, some basic functions of R. So let's directly jump to my computer and catch you there. Hello and welcome to the course of R programming. We are going to learn R language for data analysis, right? And before we could learn what is R and how it works, how to work on R language, we should know what is data analysis, and before that we should know what data is. I guess everyone knows what data is. Do you know what is a memory card? A memory card has certain capacity of memory, and in that memory what do we store? We store different kind of data such as music file, text file, image file, or any kind of file could be stored in them. So in earlier days, 2 GB RAM for your mobile phone, 2 GB memory capacity for your mobile phone was enough. It was quite enough. But nowadays, even 128 GB of memory for your phone is not enough. You know why? Because data is increasing day by day, and size of data is also increasing day by day. In earlier days, when we used to click photo from our phone, the memory capacity of that photo used to be in KBs, kilobytes, right? Nowadays, a single photo holds up to, I guess, 16 to 15 MB, or even more than that. So data is increasing, and with increasing data, lots of data is being generated. So what we can do with that data? We can use that data in productive way, and using that data in a productive way is known as data analysis. To be precise, what data analysis is: the process of collecting, organizing, cleaning and transforming data in order to draw helpful conclusion from it. Collecting means to collect data from somewhere. It has to belong, the data has to belong from some source. You are going to collect data from somewhere, so you have to collect the data from that source. You need to organize that data because the raw data is very random, it is very unorganized. So to derive out some meaningful information, you need to organize that data. Okay, and after organizing, you need to clean out. Cleaning out means if there is that data has some unnecessary things which is not required for the analysis part, we need to exclude that data, exclude that part within that data. So it is called as cleaning. And then we have to transform. This transformation is actually the analysis part. Transformation of data means we need to analyze that data in statistical way so that we could infer some useful information. What do we infer? Suppose there is a business which is data driven, okay? We need to make some decisions. For making any decision in any company. What we would see, we'd see the data, the previous data, that how that company is making profit or how that company is making loss, what are the constraints, what are the factors which is leading that company or that business to get into profit or to get into loss. So we can analyze data and we can predict the outcome of that business, okay? So data analysis is the process of collecting and organizing data in order to draw helpful conclusion from it. See, even if we take an example of our phone, every phone has a weather app, right? You can see the weather app predicts weather in advance of 5 days. How that app is predicting weather in advance of 5 days? Because that app has data of many years, okay? That app has weather data of many years, so it can predict according to those years that what would be the coming 5 days would be like. Sunny, it would be rainy, it would be cloudy, it will be cold, what kind of day it would be. So it predicts according to the previous data. So we are surrounded by data and data analysis. We cannot ignore data analysis. And one more thing, data is not going to shrink in any possible way. It will always increase. You are not going to use a phone which has a capacity of 2 GB, right? Even if it has a logo of Apple, you are not going to use that because 2 GB is nothing for today. So data will be increasing. It is always in an increasing fashion, and analyzing data is very crucial. So how do we analyze that data? There are many ways, n number of ways we can analyze that data. The easiest way, or the common, not the easiest way I would say, the common data analytic tool which everyone has in their computer is Microsoft Excel, MS Excel. But it is not very easy to use MS Excel, okay, and moreover it is not comprehensive, and not all the statistical function could be done over there with an ease. So there are other tools as well, other languages as well, such as Python, such as MATLAB, and n number of tools and programming languages are there which perform statistical data analysis. But why do we use R? Because R has many benefits over other programming tools or programming languages or softwares, okay? And our data was specially designed for statisticians to do analytic jobs, okay? So what are the benefits of using R? First of all, it is an open source programming language. When we say open source, it means that it is not closed. Any person can contribute their contribution to make our language a more better language, okay? So it is an open source, and it is the only language, only analytic software which could run on Mac, Apple PCs, and you can do anything any statistical analytic job on R. The best part of R is it is very easy to use. You need not to have any background of programming. Any student, any person can learn R with an ease. You just need to practice. That's it. Nothing else is required for learning R. And not just statistical analysis, which you could do on R. You can do a proper programming which is done on any language like C, C++, Java, or any language. R can be used for proper programming, proper coding as well. Okay, so you need to download R to your system. For that you need to go to Google search engine, just type CRAN or CRAN, C-R-A-N, and you'll find this link, the Comprehensive R Archive Network. You need to click on that, and the next window which would come is this. Here you can install R on any operating system. You can install R for any operating system like Linux, Mac, or Windows. Choose the one which you like or the one you have, and the next would be this one, install R for the first time. You need to click here. Okay, and the next window which would pop up is this one, downloading R 4.0.0 for Windows. Because I'm using Windows, I'll be downloading for Windows. And what is this 4.0.0? It is the version number. Maybe after 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, or maybe after a year, this version may get changed. So this is the updated version, I guess. You need to download. You need to click over here, and the R will start to download to your system. But there is a problem. When you will download R, and the basic default console which comes with R is not that user friendly. That console is not that user friendly. Console is something where you type code. Okay, the default R console is not that user friendly. It is not comprehensive, and for any person who belongs to a non-programming background, it would be very difficult. Even for us, if we belong to programming background, it is difficult to code over there. So we need an IDE. What is IDE? IDE is a platform, integrated development environment. It is a kind of platform for any programming language which provides a comprehensive console, user friendly console, where you can understand things very easily, you'll get things very easily. Okay, so for R, the IDE is RStudio, and this is the link to download RStudio. You need to download the free version. Okay, need not to pay, just download free version. We have to learn, that's it. Just download this free version. After downloading, but before downloading this, you need to download R. Okay, this is just an IDE. This is not the actual programming software. It is an interface, user interface for R, which is very easy to use, which is very comprehensive. And how it is comprehensive, what the benefits, will let you know. See, it has mainly 4 windows, 1, 2, 3 and 4. This window is called the coding window. Okay, here you will type all your codes. This is the console. Whatever you type, whatever result you'll get in this window. This is the history window. If you assign any value or anything, it will store over here. The history of everything, every code you have done, it will store over here. And this window is the package window or the plot window. If you plot anything, any bar diagram, pie chart or anything, you'll get to see here. Okay, there are different kind of packages. Oh, I think I forgot to mention what packages are. See, packages are set of code which is packed into a bundle, and if we install that bundle, it would perform a particular task because it has been designed, it has been coded to perform that particular task. So we generally use packages for different tasks. Okay, why do we use packages? Because every time we need not to type the heavy hefty codes. Okay, just install the packages, and with some basic informative codes you are good to go. One more thing, you might have noticed that this background is black. Since the first slide you would have noticed, I don't know if you have noticed or not, the background is black, and suddenly this white background is not very soothing for your eyes because white light reflects all the lights and black lights absorbs all the lights. So black is something which is very soothing, and we have to work on computer, so you need to change this work environment to black. Suppose if this window, all the windows would turn into black and you have to work for hours, it would not be a problem if all the windows would turn into black background. So how do we do that? Here are the tools. See, you just click the tools over here, you'll get this window pop up. Okay, now click general. In general you need to set working directory. What is working directory? Working directory is that directory where your every coding, your whatever you have done, it gets saved into that directory. For that I would suggest to make your directory in C or whatever drive you like, and name it with R programming, R course, or anything which you like, and mention that path over here. Okay, and here the appearance section is. From here you can change the white background to black background, and once you will change the white background to black background, this window would turn into, I'll show you, this window would turn into this window. See, this is the same RStudio console, but it is black. Okay, it is not very harsh to your eyes. So finally we are on the console of RStudio. The basic thing when we meet someone, what do we say? We say hello, how are you? Okay, so we are meeting R for the first time. Our basic program would be to say hello, and how would say that? print. After you type print, this window with several options would pop up automatically. You need to just select print. This bracket would appear, and within that bracket you need to type quotes or double inverted commas. Okay, and within those quotes you need to type HEL, hello. Okay, hello R, hello R. This is the simplest code to say hello. And how you are going to run this code? See, here is the run button. After pressing, you can run this code. See, the result is been typed here, but every time pressing run is not good. This is not the standard procedure. So I'll tell you how to run your code from your keyboard. We need to clear this. For clearing this, either you type Ctrl L, or just there is a broom sign over there, you need to click on this. it's gone, everything is clear. Again we are here. How to run this code, this easy simplest code? Just press Control and then enter. Okay, this is the standard way to run your program in R. Never run your program from here, although there is an option to run from here, but you should never run from here. We'll do some basic operations, such as we have, all of us have studied basic algebra in schools, right? Suppose we take a variable, okay, and we assign, this is an assignment operator. We'll talk about this later. With this we are telling that a holds a value of 2, 3, 4, or anything you want, okay. Then Control enter. See, here you can see that a is holding a value of 4. A is a variable which is holding a value of 4, which means a is equal to 4. And this is an assignment operator which says a has been assigned a value of 4, okay. Now take b. We will assign b, we'll take 5. We'll assign 5 for b, okay. Then Control enter. See, b is holding a value of 5. Now what we can do? We can do a plus b, a minus b, any sort of arithmetic operation we could do. The simple thing I'm going to do, we are going to add a plus b, so that a plus b should be stored in another variable, say c. C is been assigned the value of a plus b, right? Control enter. See, here you could see that c holds a value of 9, because this is the window where you could see the values, actual values, but the console where the result should be hasn't printed the value. So to know the value of c, simply type c, Control enter, okay. One more way is there, but it's not as easy as just typing c. You could type print print, okay. Select this print, bracket would come, you type c in here, means you are giving instruction to this programming language that print the value of c. Control enter. Again it will tell you as 9. So these are the basic of R. In the coming classes we will learn about different kinds of variables and different kinds of operators, right? How to use those variables and what we would do with those operators. See, as for now, I would say that variables are something whose value is being varied. It's not constant. See, if we say 2 is a constant, okay, because 2 is not equal to 3, 2 is not equal to 1, 2 is not equal to anything other than 2. So the value of 2 can never be changed. 2 is always equal to 2, nothing else, okay. But if we say a, like we have taken it here, and we have assigned a value of 4 to a, is it not possible that we would assign 5, 6, 7 or anything to a? Even we can assign a, even we can assign b to a. So the value of a is being changed every time. Therefore it is called as variable and not constant. There are different kind of variables. and different kind of operators. Okay, we will focus on all those topics in next session. I hope this introductory R session was not that boring. I guess so. I guess it's not that boring. Okay, so that's it for today. So we are here at the end of this session, the introductory session of R, and I'm pretty much sure that the session was not boring, right? Let's make a quick recap that what we have learned in this session. So what we have learned, try to recall. We have learned what data analysis is. Why do we do data analysis? And we have learned the benefits of using R over other programming languages, right? We have learned how to download R. We have learned how to download RStudio and why we should use RStudio instead of R. And we have learned some basic operations on R, right? So in the coming session, in the next session, we are going to learn about different kinds of variable and operators which is being used in R. One more thing, if you like the way I teach and if you find this course interesting, you can subscribe to the entire course. With that being said, I hope to see you all again in the next session. Till then, take care, bye, and be safe.